Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I'm your watch guy today. So today I am going to review a watch that I unboxed a while ago. And I think we're probably talking 4, maybe 5 months. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but it feels like it's been that long. I am talking about Cadisen's take on the Royal Oak, the fondly nicknamed Cadisoak. This is the bigger version, so I bought this one before they announced the 42mm, and this one was on its way to me when the 42mm was announced. So personally, if I had my time again, I'd buy the 42mm. It would fit me much better. This is 46mm. Otherwise, I think they are pretty similar. Now the price is slightly different also. The 42mm will cost you a little bit more, this a little bit less. I have linked both of them in the description. If you wanted to pick one up, go through that. That is my affiliate link and I do get a little bit of a kickback, but you pay no extra. So with all of that out of the way, let's take a look at this NH35 powered Royal Oak Homage. So, as mentioned in the intro, this is a big boy. It is 46mm in diameter, that's what Cadisen claim. As you can see, I have my calipers here. I often do this off camera, but I thought, because the size is such a talking point on this one, I should probably do it on camera. As you can see, it actually comes in slightly less than 46 there. It comes in at 45 and a bit. It is 12mm high. Now lug to lug is the interesting one. As you see, usually it'd be here, which is a big number, that's 53mm. But because this has an overhanging end link, you also have to consider that, and comes in at 58mm, which is 100% out of my wearability. Now I also mentioned the movement in this one. It is an automatic NH35A movement. I love the NH35, I do. It's an affordable movement and it does exactly what it should. It's reliable and very easy to replace. It's perfect for any budget watch, to be fair, any automatic budget watch, especially when you're building something for, I think this is around £50 now. I mean, obviously you don't want to spend the world on a movement, but you do want something that is going to keep the customer happy and be reliable. That's where the NH35 comes in. So it's a full 316L stainless steel casing. We say it's a Cadisen Royal Oak Homage, but really it is an oversized Royal Oak Homage. Obviously the 42mm version of this would be much more towards the actual Royal Oak. This one is oversized, as if it's had a few too many McDonald's. It's a big fella, definitely a big fella. It's a very angular case, as you can see. One thing that I would like to point out are these lugs here, or towards the lugs on the casing, these cutaways, these sheared edges. Very angular, very well built case. It's a very well thought out case. We have a fully brushed finish, vertical brushing on the sides, vertical brushing on the top of those lugs there, or, well, I don't know if you can call them lugs, but you know, the top of the watch head. And to accent them, we have this high polish finish on these sheared edges and a high polish finish around the outer edge of the bezel. The bezel itself is brushed vertically to flow in with the rest of the casing, and it has these nice decorative screw pieces around it. Gives it a very mechanical and very industrial type of look in my eyes. I really do like that type of look. I think it goes well. I think they've done well with that type of design. I think, well, can I really owe it to them? But, you know, I think this really does look good. We do not have a screw down crown on this one. It is just a simple pull push crown. Hand winding movement, hacking movement also. NH35, what else can you expect? It does have a signed crown. I haven't taken the blue tag off this one. It's signed with the Cadisen logo, and it is a coin edge crown, very easy to grip, very easy to use. As we turn to the back of this watch, We have a display case back. As you can see, it's showing that NH35A movement in the back there, and we have a little bit of information. The model number, the C8179G. That's how you can tell which size you're getting if you're shopping on somewhere like eBay or something like that. So this model does have a mineral crystal, a flat mineral crystal at that. Shame that's not sapphire. I'm kind of spoilt with these AliExpress watches because obviously a lot of them pack the sapphire crystal. That's the type of quality that you've come to expect from now, even at such a low price. This one, however, is mineral, which is a downside. It will scratch over time. Altogether, this casing provides the watch with 100 meters of water resistance, which is suitable. It's not a dive watch. It's a good amount of water resistance for something that is primarily a sports watch or a dressier type of watch. Well, I don't know if you can consider it dressier when it's 58 millimeters lug to lug. Yeah, maybe not. Now, the dial is a real feature of this. You have other dial options. They also pack this with a blackish grey type of dial and sunburst effects. I really like this box effect on the dial. I think it reflects the light very well. It's very decorative. It's a very nice piece to look at. So obviously I opted for this. The blue really did take me. You can also, as I say, get this in a black dial, whatever takes your fancy. As I say, very decorative, this box design. We also have a lowered edge around the edge of the dial for the minute track. The minute track is printed in white. We have applied indices for the hour markers. They have a stainless steel effect type of border with a Loom fill in the center. They're not boxed type of indices. They're sort of rounded, which gives a nicer effect to them, I think. They do look much more premium than you would expect. Over at the 3 o'clock, we have a shorter applied indice to accommodate for this date window. Date window is not color matched. It is a white standard date window. I'm not completely sold on the date window. I think this may have been nicer without a date function in it. That's just my opinion. I do love having a date function on my watches. It's just this one doesn't do it for me. Up at the 12 o'clock, we have the Cadisen logo printed. And down here at the 6, we have 100 meters automatic, as you see on many of these pieces, referring obviously to that NH35 in the back of it. Finishing off the dial, we have this handset with the same stainless steel border type of effect and a loomed center. These are sword style-esque hands, the hour hand much fatter than the minute hand, and an arrowhead on this second hand taken away. I am a fan of an arrowhead second hand. I don't know what it is. I think it just looks right to me. This is also loomed in the arrowhead here. Now, the loom. Let me get to that. It's not the greatest. Not the greatest in the world. So I'll just insert the loom shot just here for you. As you can see, they haven't done a great job. It's very thinly applied. It's obviously not what you're looking for in this watch. You're not looking for a well-loomed piece, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit better from Cadisen here. I would have liked to have seen more application on this watch. Moving on from this dial, we move to this bracelet, and it's a bit of a strange one. So as you can see it, again, it's very industrial in look, very industrial in feel. We have these sort of boxed flat links that flow into each other without any sort of curvature or anything like that. It's very flat in design. They are vertically brushed like the rest of the casing. These are split pins, easy to size up. Now, my main cause of concern for this bracelet is this end link or extension, whatever it is. I don't know what you can really call it. I think I'm going to go with end link. See, they've tried to flow into the lugs here, this line design, so it flows with the bracelet. However, the bracelet's kind of flat with itself, so it doesn't really have those indented type of lines. And then we don't have that design on this end link here. I don't quite know who signed off on that design. I don't know why. It's kind of strange to me. It is kind of strange. This bracelet does taper towards the clasp, which is signed with the Cadisen logo. This is a butterfly clasp, Not everyone's a fan of butterfly clasps. I'm one of those people. They kind of dig into my wrist a little bit, but this one isn't as uncomfortable as many that I've tried. So that's a bonus for Cadisen. If you're going to do it, make it comfortable, I guess. Now, we're heading to the moan section. And this watch has fared slightly worse than most that I've come across. Usually I like to try and be as positive as possible with watches and give them their due. And it is a nice design. I really like that dial. It's fantastic, that dial. I love the design of it. But to the moans. The loom, for one, is not applied well enough for me, not applied densely enough. Doesn't have the best effect, which can be the case with these Chinese AliExpress watches. That's something that you can expect. However, it's still a moan, isn't it? The sizing of it, again, another moan for me. They obviously saw the mistake, and that's why they so quickly released the 42mm to replace this one. So, you know, why go this big in the first place? No one really on the market, well, not many people on the market. I get that you have the whole Invicta type of crowd and the oversized watches type of crowd, but mostly people are happy around 42 to 38. So I don't know why they had to go so oversized with this. I just don't really understand it. Now, the finishing is another cause of concern for mine. Not the brushing. I think they went for overbrushed and they've done that well. So I have no concern of that. I like the polished chamfered edges. I think, yeah, well done. However, on the bracelet and on the corners, it's very sharp, which no one wants in a watch. You don't want a sharp edge on your watch. It's just, yeah, no, that's not great. Now, my biggest complaint on this is the bracelet. Now, I did mention this in the bracelet section, like this line design, I don't get it. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me, so I don't know why they put it in. If they'd have made that flat and made this flat, fine. If they'd have carried this line in, yeah, I'll let you get away with it, but it's like you had two different ideas and you decided to, instead of stick with one, you went with both. I just don't understand it. That doesn't work for me. Let me finish this with a shot of this on my wrist. See how you feel about it then. So this is the Cadisoak on wrist. I'm sure you'll all agree that it is a good looking piece. It's just too big really, isn't it? Very oversized and very imposing in all the wrong type of ways. Yeah, definitely 42 if you ask me. That's the way that I would have gone if I had my time again. But if you are interested in this one, the link is below. If you are interested in the 42, again, the link is below. So to finish off, guys, this is a well-built watch. It is. They've done pretty well for the pricing. The design of the dial is spot on. It's just too big, and the bracelet doesn't exactly do it for me. I know that'll slide by a lot of people. That's just my own personal opinion. But if you are going to pick this up and your wrists are around my type of size, I definitely opt for the smaller version. So guys, finally, that is my review of the Cadisen Royal Oak Homage, or as people have started to nickname it, the Cadisoak. It, as I say, just too big for me. The 42 would have had a much better aesthetic on wrist and a much better feel for me. So I should have gone that way, or I should have waited and went that way. If you have that option, I'd go that way. Otherwise, brilliantly built watch. It is very well priced in the market, and it does something that a lot of Homage brands aren't doing. Not many people are covering the AP look, which is weird to me. Another one is the Nautilus. Not many people are doing the Nautilus well. You know, I've seen really cheap ones. I've seen really bargain basement looking ones, but I really want to see a good, like around $70 type of Nautilus. I think that'd do it for me. I believe Felida have one, but every time I buy a Felida, they sell out instantly and people moan at me because I'm reviewing a watch that they can't get. So, you know, maybe I'll do the Felida. Let me know if you want to see the Felida. Went on a bit of a tangent there. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. We're nearly at 2,500 subscribers, and I will get my hands on the Seamaster this week, I think, actually. So I get my... let me explain. I will get my hands on the Seamaster this week. Steve, the gent that I work with, is going to lend me that this week, and I will release the video at 2,500 subscribers. So please keep subscribing. Thank you. I will see you guys in the next one.